This conference will now be recorded.
So everyone should respond team. So just give me the key points. Just bring me the key points. What we have discussed yesterday. See, you have to remember at least topics and forget about the in details of topic. At least you have to remember the topic day by day. And remember, team, the subject is keep on increasing. And try to practice. Try to habituate to use Eclipse. Try to googling the concepts day by day. Try to spend on your Eclipse. Key points, team. Anyone? Okay, good. Seating. Yesterday we have discussed in previous class. From previous class, we are discussing how to create a project, how to create a package, and then how to create a class, and how to execute a simple program, and then how compiling your Java program, running your Java program, right? And tell me, team, whenever I run a Java program, what are the steps? If I run a Java program, what are the steps? So now I want to write a program, so I want to execute using Java. What are the steps? First of all, you have to write a program, whether it may be by using Notepad, by using Eclipse, by using editor. First of all, you have to write your program, right? After that, you have to compile it by using compiler, right? Compile it. If you are follow Java rules and regulations, if you follow Java syntaxes, then your program is going to be compiled, right? So let's consider you followed all the rules and regulations. Let's consider its syntax is correct. Now the program will generate one which file team dot class file from using your class name, right? This is the input for your JVM, right? So whenever JVM gets started, so the JVM is always looking for which one? JVM is look for which one, team? Execution starts from where? Execution starting from where? Execution starting from always your execution starting from where? Line number one. Let's consider team. So let me create one class here. Or let me go to this class. If I execute this program, always execution start from where? Come on, team, respond. Exactly. Thank you, Sweta. Execution start from main method. See, let's say I have a main method in not in this line. I have a main method in 24 line. So here I have written some another code. So if I execute this program, from which line my execution will start, and JVM starts from which line? Line number 1 or line number 24?
24.
Exactly. So always the execution start from the main method. Always JVM is pretty interested to start your program from always from your main method. Let's consider if your main method is starting from here, always the execution start from the main method. Why? Why program is starting from the main method? Why
Memory is
program is
allocated.
sorry ma'am.
Memory is allocated during the main method.
Exactly. See, main method having inbuilt main memory. Sorry, method. Sorry, memory. Main method is always having inbuilt memory. To execute your program, always you should have a memory. So program being executed by using main method memory. So remember, always our main method having a memory. So by using that memory, we are executing. We can able to execute our program. If you want to execute a program, you should have a memory. Where we are getting memory from main method. Clear? And yesterday we are trying to add two numbers, right? So if I am trying to add two numbers, first of all I have to give a number. So let's consider I am trying to add 10 and 20. So if I am trying to give 10 directly, if I am trying to give 10 directly, program it's not considered whether 10 is a number or integer or character or boolean. So whatever it is, it may not consider, it may not recognize. For that, so to understand this is a number, so we have a concept called data type. One of the data type is, I can say, integer. And remember team, always the data type should start from the lowercase. You can give any one of the data type, numerical data type. And for future use, we have to give a name. As of now, let me give first number. You can give any name. I'm giving first number, and then equals to. And then after every successful statement, we know that we have to complete this one with semicolon. And here, what is my int? It's a data type. What is my first number here? This is a variable name, that nothing but I'm giving a name for my value. 10 is a value. Clear? Remember team. So whenever you are giving a variable name, that is stored inside your memory. Let's consider as of now, let's consider JVM memory. So inside JVM memory, there will be allocation of memory for my variable. What is my variable value now? Let's consider my variable name value. I have given 10. This is my variable value 10. For future use purpose, I am giving this variable name as first number. Able to understand team? Let's consider this is a JVM memory. Inside JVM memory, whenever you whenever you declare a variable, whenever you declare a value, always the memory allocation is possible for future use. For future further use purpose, we are giving a name for that value. Directly we cannot use the numbers, right? So for that purpose, we are taking one of the data type to system understanding. After that, for further use, we are giving a variable name. So the syntax is always, we have to follow the syntax. The syntax is, first we have to give the data type, we have to give the variable name, and then variable value. Why data type team? Why data type? To understand the system, what sort of data you are giving. Why variable value? Sorry, variable name? For further use. So this value, so we want to store it by the time of execution. So for system understanding purpose, we are using data type, and for further level of use, so we are giving a variable name. right? Like this, you can give any data type, and variable name is our own decision. We can give any name, but we have to follow some syntaxes by the giving of name and then variable value by from your use case. Clear, team? Now, so yesterday I asked you one question. So I'm trying to add 10 and 20 here. Now, again, we are getting error here. Why, team? Anyone? Because see, first number is a number and second number is a number. I'm going to add first number and second number, and a resultant also a number, right? So that is, please keep on mute, team, everyone. Make sure your background is very calm. I don't want to disturb other people. Okay. See, so my first number is a variable, it's a number, and my second number also a number. So after adding first number or second number, resultant also a number, right? This combination of these two numbers also be a number, and that is also system has to understand. For that purpose, we have to store into one more variable. So let's now I'm giving result. Result equals to, it's a combination of first number and second number. Able to understand, him? See, remember, for a system understanding purpose, we are using data type or values. It cannot understand by system. So system understanding purpose, we are using data type. So we'll tell you, Tim, what is the data type and what are the types of data types we have, right? And for further use, we are using variable value and value based on your requirement. This is the syntax. Data type, variable name equals to variable value for any variable. So if I execute this program, what is the output, team? Come on, quickly. If I execute this program, what may be the output? I have taken first number, I have taken second number, and I am adding first number and second number by using plus and storing into one more data type, that is a result. So if I execute this program, what will happen and what will be the output? Any guesses? Come on, team. So if I execute the program, already we know the steps, right? So whenever I click on the run as Java application, so steps are, so first of all, whenever we save it, so it will compile, the file will compile. So whenever we run as Java application and JVM execution starts, and JVM is looking for the main method. Inside main method, what we have declared? We have declared a variable value first number and then variable value second number, 20 number, and then so we are trying to add this 10 and 20 by using this first number. Let's consider first number plus second number name, and the resultant number also we are trying to store it one, right? So remember, team, for each and every variable the system is going to allocate a memory. Let's consider this is the second variable memory. And the variable name we are assigning for future use. So what is the variable name? Second variable name, second number, right? And resultant, after adding this 10 and 20, again this is also storing into one more data type, one more variable. That is, what is the answer, team? 30. This is nothing but result here. And again, for this also we have a reference. What is this reference? We have given the variable name for the 30 is result. Clear, team? This is the first number. And this is second number. Now, so whenever you run your program, JVM starts and JVM look for your main method. So if you follow all rules and regulation, it will execute your program line by line from the main method. So what we have given in under main method, so declare one variable by using variable data type integer, by using a variable name a first number and the value is 10, and declare one more variable by using byte data type and declare variable number like second number and give a value. So it will store under the JVM as first number is 10 value, second number is 20 value, and this 14 line add these two values. Now these two values come over and it can concatenate the 10 and 20 and store the 30 value into result. Now here, what it contain a result? What result contain, team? It contains value 30. If I execute this program, what may be the output? Observe, team. I'm clicking run as Java application. See, program got executed, but we don't get any output. Why? Because we are not printing anything. So program got executed, but we are not able to see the execution, right? If you want to see the execution, just print out the values or else just print out the result. System.println, just print out the value result. Run as Java application. Got output result. Now after execution, after executing my 16th line, 16th line, result variable having the value of 30. So we are going to print the 30, and that 30 value we are printing on where? In 18th line. Now that's why it is giving me 30 value. This result variable name, holding a value called 30. You can print the value, or else like this you can print first number value, second number value, and the results also. This is the first number value, this is the second number value. Just print first number, let's print second number, sorry, right? Now observe run as Java application. See here, this is my first number and this is my second number. After adding, I'm trying to add in 15 line. After adding, the result variable holding a value called 30. Clear, team? Whenever you run the program, JVM starts from the main method, from the main method 9, and it will come to the 10. And it is this execute, team? 10th line will execute or not? Yes or no? 10 line number 10, line number 10 and line number 16 will execute or not? It will execute, but it can be ignored by the system because we have given double quotes. This is a single line, right? Single line comment. So if you are give a multi-line comment, you have to use forward slash and star and then forward slash, before that star. This is a multi-line comment ignored by the program by the time of execution. So if you want to write a general comment, if you want to write general English, so inside your Eclipse, you have to give either, if it is a single line, give forward slash, double slash. If it is multi-line, just forward slash star and in with stars forward slash. Always. So when will this will use routine? By the time of, see, suppose a new guy join in your company, so they don't know who written this code, they don't know who created this class. At that time you can give your name or what is this class doing, what this method is doing. By that time the comments are useful. And always remember, there is no impact of comments in your execution. Always the program is ignore your commented data, whether it may be a single line, or it may be a multi-line. If it is single line, you have to give like this. This is adding of two numbers. For understanding purpose, we are going to use comments. Clear, team? Okay, so this is how we have to add a numbers. This is how we have to take values, right? So let me create one more class here under test, or else let me create a package. How to create a package, team? Right click on src, click on new and take package. My package name is variables. Click on finish. Now I have a new package called variables. Let me create a class. Class name is variables test, right? Or variables. Let me give variables demo. Meaningful name. Okay, let's click on finish. Always remember, take main method. Okay, team. See, so if I want to take numbers directly, I cannot take, right? First of all, we have to take the help of data type to understand by the system. We have a data types in Java. So to give a data, to give any sort of data, to store any sort of data for system understanding purpose, we have a different data types. So the first one data type is, so then people are segregated these data types into like primitive data types. Next one is segregated into, first one, primitive data types. And the second one is non-primitive. Or reference. Primitive on non-primitive or reference. So as of now, let's discuss about primitive. To store numerical values, we are having a primitive data types. So under primitive data types, we are having numerical data types. Numerical to store numbers. And the second one is double or integral. Float values. Let me give a float values. No need to remember this, team, because we finally we are going to use the data types. That's it, and no need to remember what type of data, one what type of the values, one what type of the limits. There are all the data are having the limits, right? So these under the non-primitive, we are having class type, class reference type, and we are having interface reference type, and we are having arrays reference, and we are having enum, right? So we'll discuss team. Already we know the class, right? We'll discuss what is interface, what is an array, what is the enums. We'll discuss in coming classes, right? So numerical data. Why the numerical data types? Under primitive, we have a numerical and let's consider non-numerical float values. For understanding purpose, let me give non-numerical. These are the non-numerical to store other than the numerical values, right? So to store numerical values, we have a, first of all, we have a byte. Byte it is one of the data type. So by using byte, we can store values. Already we know it, right? We can store values, but for every data type, we have a limit stream. See, for every data type, we have limits. I have listed here. See, for every data type, we have limits. What are the limits? And what are the data types? See, first one is byte, and then short, int, long, float, double. See, you may get the question, why these many data types? So anyway, we can able to store by using either first one byte or and second one short. Anyway, we can store the values, but why these many data types to store a values? See, people are always concerned about the memory. See, if you want to use a small letters, go for a small data type. If you want to use a large number or large data type, go for a large data type. Go for one of the large data type, either long, float, double. So the only one thing is here they want to optimize your memory. By the time of execution, if you want to optimize memory, you have to give your data type based on your requirement. See, so there are limits for each and every data type. So byte range is plus 128 to 127. Sorry, minus 128 to plus 127. If you want to give a value in between these range, go for a byte. I can give 127 up to 127, 10, 20, 100, 120, 127. And observe, if I try to give more than 127, so it will be throwing error. Are you able to observe, team? See, type mismatch cannot convert from to the byte because the program is not able to store this 128 value because my byte range is only up to 127. If you want to store 128 value, then go for a next data type. What is my next data type? My next data type is short. Observe team. For 128 value, not getting error for short and getting error for byte. So it is around byte 1 byte team. This is around 1 byte, and this is around short 2 bytes. This is around 2 bytes. Clear? Always the range for each and every data type having a range. Based on the range only, based on our requirement only, we have to use our data types, right? So if you want, and again, short is also having a range. That range is 32767. If I'm not wrong, this is the short range. If you are trying to give more than that, again it will throw error. 7. and the range is minus here. Always the value 1 to value minus 1. Clear, team? And that is about byte short. And next, if you try to add more than this value, 32,767, then again you have to go for next data type, byte short, and next one is integer. That is we are saying as int. Always remember, all the data type is starting with lowercase. See, equals to, if you want to give a large number, you can store here any number up to this is the value which we can use in Java. Maximum, so most of the people are using only integer only. This is good enough to use the data type for any requirement. And again, this is also having a range. And if you want to go for a large number, if you want to use large number, go for a long. End with semicolon. This is good enough, team. Long is the highest value you can use in Java. We don't get that much of requirement, but so we can use long also. These are the data type for your numerical values. These are the data types to use to assign your variables numerical values. Right? And after that we are having a double and float. So why this double and float? Let's go. So if you want to store integral values, if you want to store, let's say 10.12, so that data type you cannot store in integer. Let's say int d value or double value. You cannot store the this double values and your integer. If you want to store like this number, you have to go for a either double or else you have to go for a float. And next range of this float, nothing but if you want to give more number after your point, just go for a float. What happened? Float f equals to 10 point mistake 10 okay. So this will allow the range. So if you want to give more range after your point, you have to give your double to float this one. So you can use number of values after your point value, and end of this float you have to give like this f, nothing but the value ended here. Why we are getting error team? Okay. Okay. So after your value, the value should end with f letter. Nothing but my value ended after this point value. Clear, team? So these are the data types. Why we are using data type? To understand the system. So why we are giving variable name? For future use. This is our value. To optimize your memory by the time of execution, people are come up with different data types. So those are the data types we have a categorized into numerical data types. These are all the numerical data types, and we have a non-numerical data type or non-primitive data types. So we have to use like this. Based on your value range, we have to select your data type. If it is minus 128 to plus 121, go for a byte. If it is minus 32,768 to 32,767, go for a short. And if it is more than 32,768, go for a integer. And no need to remember these values. No one can ask these values range in interview. If they ask, they may ask the range, this one. What is the memory of, what is the bytes for your byte data type? It's maybe 1 byte and short 2 byte if possible, but no one can ask this range because it's a very basic. Okay, so always the people are pretty interested to use only integer value. This is a very commonly used value, integer, right? And let's go for another data type. Suppose, so I am able to store my numbers by using these data types, right? So what if I want to use any characters? For that, we have a data type called characters. So, and remember, so let's say I am trying to store J here, but it be throwing error. So if the program has to consider this is a single letter, you have to store your single letter within a single quote, right? Let me give this one. Okay, team, you have to store your letter inside single quotes. So if you're trying to add more than one letter here, more than one letter, it will give you error. You no need to, and you don't allow to store more than a single letter within a single quotes. Always you have to use single quotes one. You have to use single letter one. Clear? So let's make char single letter, and this is also considered as one letter. And char, you can give C3, you can store special character like $. Here, what if you want to store a more than a single letter? Then for that, we have a data type called string. Within the double quotes, you have to store your data type. This is considering as a string. Collection of the combination of letters we are calling as a string. To store a string value, we have a data type called string. By using string, you can store the collection of values, collection of letters. You can give anything here. So if you want to use string, you have to assign the string inside the double quotes. Whatever you are giving inside the double quotes, that is considering as string. And this is very, very important, team. And frequently we are going to use this string. And there is a special features in string, special advantage in string, and there are most commonly people are asking about the string questions. Why we are getting here error, team? I'm getting error in 20 line. Can anyone guess why I'm getting error? Why I'm getting error here? See, variable value, we are giving variable value, right? This is a duplicate. Here also I'm giving str, here also I'm giving str. Let's make unique, take one more variable name. This is str2, this is str1, first one. See, there are some rules, team. By the time of creating your variable, there are some rules you have to follow. That is we are calling as nomenclature. By the time of giving your project name, giving your package name, giving your class name, or giving your variable name, always you have to follow some rules and regulations. That we are calling as nomenclature. Anyway, we are giving our project name, right? We are giving project name, package name, class name, and variable name. So by the time of giving your names, by the time of you giving your name, you giving for name for anything, either project, package, or anything, you have to follow these rules. Remember, the first one is, so if you want to give a project name, first of all, you have to start with uppercase. Let's say P, project. Any subsequent word, again, that should start with capital case. Project name, you have to give like this, right? So, and after that we have a package name, right? We are taking a package. So if you are taking a package, you have to give like this. Let's say if my company name is Amazon, right? You have to give the package name is reverse to your domain, nothing but reverse to your domain, like this. You have to give, suppose if you are working for Amazon, you have to give like this package name com.amazon. If you are working for a login functionality, you have to give login. See, by giving your names, people are able to know whether you have a knowledge or not. Anyway, we are not getting any errors, right? So if you give any name for your package, it won't give you any error. But by seeing these names, the people able to know whether you are having the knowledge or not, right? You can give like this: com.amazon.login test cases. Nothing but that package contain your login test cases, right? And again, if you are trying to give the class name, again you have to follow the same like project name. For project name and class name, you have to start with capital case, and any subsequent one, again you have to give capital case, right? And again we have a concept called interface. In following classes we'll discuss. So again you have to give capital P, nothing but first letter capital and second letter also a capital. Any subsequent word you have to give the capital letter, right? And come to our variable or reference. So in coming words, nothing but reference, nothing but object, we'll discuss. So by the time of giving your variable name or object name or reference name, you have to follow, first of all, you have to give a lowercase, nothing but, let's say this is my variable name, my age. You have to give like this, my, and following letter you have to start with uppercase. My age, like this, 25. You have to give like this. Clearly, see, M I am started with lowercase and A I started with uppercase. For variables, remember, for anything you should not give a duplicate. This is the most important thing, is should not give duplicates, because program is not able to identify and not able to recognize the duplicate values. So remember always, if you're trying to give a duplicate, see, this is a C2, right? So this is the str, this is the str. See here, what it is saying: duplicate local variables str. So try to make it unique, str2. Clear, team? So should not give duplicates. Either it may be a package, either it may be a class, either it may be an interface, anything. Always everything should be unique. By the time of giving names, everything should be unique and follow these syntaxes rules. Right? And by the time of giving your variable name is not allow special characters. See, observe team, by the time of you giving your variable name, this variable name should not having your special characters like this one and like, and this will going to give error, right? So and it won't give allow spaces also. str, let's say, or else let's give first str. See here, so it will give me error. Always you should not give special characters, you should not give the spaces, right? Special character and cases. Clear team? And if you want, you can use underscore. If you want, you can use underscore. And remember, and middle of your variable, you're trying to give a number, it will allow. But if you want to, it may not look like a good program. It's not a good practice. You can give like this. But it is not a good practice. Don't try to avoid as much as possible by using numbers for giving you a variable name. Clear team? And the special characters allows only underscore, and one more thing, it may allow, I think it's one. No, I think it's the special character allow only underscore. Remember that one. Clear team? This is the nomenclature, this is the standards you have to follow by the time of giving naming for your project name, package name, class name, interface name, variable name. And most remember, the most last important point here to remember, you have to give, don't use Java keyword. And what are the Java keywords? See, in Java we have a special keywords team. Those are keywords are reserved for Java, not by us. See, anyway, we are giving our class names, we are giving our variables name, right? So by the time of giving variable name, let's see. See, I'm trying to give a variable name int. See, let's consider my age is 25. See, here I am trying to add my, here I am trying to give my variable name. By the time of variable name, I can give like this, my age. It won't give you any error. But observe team, I am trying to give my variable name as same my data type. Observe, I am getting error. What it's saying? Syntax error on token invalid variable declaration. See, so what are the keywords I'm seeing here? What are the keywords I'm seeing here inside my class, which are having a purple color? These are all the keywords of Java reserved for Java use. You should not allow to use these keywords, which you are able to see in purple color. Package, public, class, static, void, byte, short, int, long, float, double, character, and even string also. You should not use these keywords for either your package name, project name, class name, variable name. So altogether around we have a 50 plus Java keywords. Those are all the keywords listed here. So these are the Java keywords. So anyway, you can identify by using this color, right, in Eclipse. So I have listed below the what are the Java keywords where we are using these keywords. So as of now, you are pretty in clarity using this package. package name, right? This is a package keyword reserved for Java. This is a public reserved for Java, class reserved for Java. And so these are the keywords using in Java. Then where we are using this Java in Java, the keywords listed here. If you have a time, just go through once. So they're all the Java keywords. And by the time of giving name to your project, so max, and anyway, program will not avoid, but project name, package name, class name, try to avoid the names of Java keywords, because it is not a good practice. And in class level, interface level, program will always throw error if you use the Java keywords. We don't have a right to use these keywords because Java is also using the keywords. You may get programmatic syntax errors. Clear, team? And this, the task is, please try to create variables. Let's see here tomorrow the task here. Please try to complete this task. See here. Let's take a byte or integer first number equals to 0, 1. Like this, just give up to 1 to 50 by using any one of the data type, and coverage all the data types, and try to give 100 numbers. And after 100 just give like this. Try to store in string 101 value. How will you store 101 value? Like this, right? You have to store your value inside a double quotes string. Just give a value like this. Okay, just try to give numbers up to 200 and please send email everyone. From today onwards, I'm going to give a little task. It may take half an hour. Please try to practice. This is not for me, team. Please understand, this is for you only. Please try to practice. And so give the integers like this, or cover all the data, byte, short, int, long, float, double, right? So cover this all the data types. Whatever I listed here, just cover all the data types. Clear, team? And today just we have discussed data type, why data type, what is data type, and why we are going for different data types. Why we are going for different data types, team? Because memory optimization. See, observe, team. So let's consider here. So highest data type is long. If I want to store a age, let's take client age. Always client age may be 1 to max 120. Yes or no? Max 120. Here let's consider my client age is 110. Guy is lived from more than 100 got century, right? See, so now the age of a client is 110. Now what is my range of this one? Long. This is my long range. This is the value I can store by using long. And here what the value I'm giving, instead of this value I'm using this 110 value for my long data type. So unnecessarily program, by the time of execution inside the JVM will allocate memory for your variable, right? Unnecessarily you are allocating large memory for a 110. See, it may take little amount of your memory, but by the time of execution, program is allocate large memory for your long data type, but you are storing only 110 value. And if you're going for a lower data type, that will be good practice, because it will allocate a small memory inside your program allocation. It will allocate small memory for your 110 value instead of allocating large memory for your long. So we are try to avoid memory wastage. We are try to optimize memory by the time of execution. That is only the reason we are having a different data types. So obviously, if you have a range of this number, just obviously go for a long. Clear, team? So please let me know if you have any questions.